what you're proposing and what Bernie Sanders is proposing, you said that Fox was like ushering in the apocalypse with both of you, but to conservatives like me who think that big government is very, very dangerous, it is like the apocalypse. And it's not just that Bernie is asking a lot of voters to buy into what I consider radical ideas like free public college, the Green New Deal, Medicare for all. He's advocating for a complete paradigm shift of the American system as we know it. And it's a huge ask for people like me, and it's a huge ask for a lot of people, this seismic shift from capitalism to socialism.
I think there's one story that's not really being told here is what's actually happening on the ground in America. Do you know what percent of American workers make less than $40,000 a year? Almost 60%. 60% of Americans.
You can't live on that in New York.
You can't live on that
way.
in New York, and you can barely live on that anywhere. You can't live on that if you have kids. No. And I think that reality, personally, does require a paradigm shift. This isn't working for us. And a $2.1 trillion tax cut, which has been deemed capitalism at its finest, doesn't work for us.
Right.
You're losing your husband because he couldn't afford insulin because Big Pharma cares about profits more than people, as capitalism at its finest, does not work for us. And I
Bernie
think
has a hard time explaining how he's going to pay for it, though.
So let's talk about how we'll pay for it, because I think we need to talk about what policies. A tuition-free public college.
$2.2 trillion over 10 years.
So it's funny because progressive policies are always talked about in 10-year price tags. Conservative policies are always talked about in 1-year price tags. And so our military budget increase went up by $70 to $80 billion 1 year alone, about $100 billion, since Trump started, pretty much. Or it's been about $100 billion increase since Trump started. We don't ask how he pays for that. When we talk about big government, we don't talk about big government interjecting themselves into the bodies of women and gender nonconforming people for anti-choice policy.